birdhouses if the birds don't actually live there, abuelito? I asked, sitting on the back porch one evening with Antonio, 3 years before Eli's death. He smiled, put a weathered copy of Flowers for Algernon down on his lap, and thought for a moment. When he didn't immediately turn towards me to speak, I watched his brown eyes follow the path of a robin. The bird was drifting cautiously around a birdhouse that looked like a miniature, floating gazebo. He enjoyed observing them. Although Antonio was kind and easy to be around, he always seemed tense, stressed by God knows what. Watching the birds appeared to quiet his mind. Eventually, the robin landed on one of the cream-colored railings and started nipping at the birdseed piled inside the structure. While he bought most of his birdhouses from antique shops and various craftspeople, he'd constructed the gazebo himself. A labor of love. Patiently, I waited for him to respond. I was used to the delay. Antonio physically struggled with conversation. It often took him a long time to respond to questions, even simple ones. It appeared like the process of speech required an exceptional amount of focus. When he finally did speak, it was always a bit off-putting, too. The volume of voice would waver at random. His sentences lacked rhythm, speeding up and slowing down unnaturally. It was like he couldn't hear what he was saying as he was saying it, so he could not calibrate his. Startled by a car horn in the distance, the robin flew away. His smile waned. He did not meet my eyes as he spoke. Nowadays, they're a refuge. A safe place to rest, I mean. Somewhere protected from bad weather with free bird food. Like a hotel, almost, but that wasn't always the case. A long time ago, when life was harder and food was harder to come by, they were made to look like a safe place for the birds to land, even though they weren't. 9-year-old me gulped. The unexpectedly heavy answer sparked fear inside me, and fear always made me feel like my throat was closing up. A preview of what was to come, perhaps, a premonition of sorts. Do you know what the word trap means? I nodded. 3 months ago, I was lying on the living room couch, attempting to get some homework done. Outside, late evening had begun to transition into true night. The sun had almost completely disappeared over the horizon. Darkness flooded through the house, the type of dull, orange-tinted darkness that can descend on a home that relies purely on natural light during the day. When I was a kid, turning a light bulb on before the sun had set was a cardinal sin. The waste of electricity gave my dad palpitations. That said, money wasn't an issue anymore, hadn't been for a long while. I was free to drive up the electricity bill to my heart's content and no one would have batted an eye. Still, I couldn't stomach the anxiety that came with turning them on early. Old habits die hard, I guess. Find that Mom was still at her cancer doctor appointment, which meant I was alone with Antonio. His room was on the first floor, directly attached to the living room. The door was ajar and unlatched, 3 differently shaped locks dangling off the knob, swinging softly in a row like empty gallows. Through the open door, down a cramped, narrow hallway, I spied him sitting on the side of